Hi viewers, today we are going to discussing about the ionic equilibrium. Okay, in ionic equilibrium, first we are going to discussing about the introduction to acids, bases, and salts. Introduction to acids, bases, and salts. Acids, bases, and salts. Generally, chemical substances are classified by Robert Boyle into three types, namely acids, bases, and salts. The word acid has been derived from a Latin word acidus. The word acid has been derived from a Latin word acidus. Acidus meaning is sour taste. Acidus meaning is sour taste. In our daily life, we can come across many acidic substances such as citrus fruits, tomato, vinegar, tamarind, cleaning agents used in toilets, medicines such as aspirin, folic acid, vitamin C, etc. The word alkali has been derived from the Arabic word. The word is alkali has been derived from the Arabic word. That means calicine ashes of plant. That means what is that? Calicine ashes of plants. Calicine ashes of plants. These were first isolated from the ashes of plants and hence we are giving name is alkali. Hence we are giving name is alkali. Why you are called as alkali means these were first isolated from the ashes of plants and hence we are giving in the name is alkali. Okay, next we are going to discussing about the theories of acids and bases. We are going to discussing about the theories of acids and bases. Theories of acids and bases. In that first theory, we have totally three theories will be there. One is Arrhenius concept. Second one is Bronsted-Lowry concept. Third one is Lewis acid base theory. Lewis acid base theory. Yes, we have to discussing about the one by one. First we have to discussing about the Arrhenius concept. Arrhenius concept. What is meant by Arrhenius concept? An acid is a substance which produces H plus ion when dissolved in water. An acid is a substance which produces hydrogen ion when dissolved in water. For example, HCl. When dissolved in water, they will give H3O plus. They will give H plus ion. That H plus ion is a bare proton that immediately they react with water. They can convert into H3O plus Cl minus. That means HCl when dissolved in water, they can producing H plus ion. That means here HCl we are called as Arrhenius acid. HCl we are called as Arrhenius acid. When HCl is dissolved in water, HCl they can producing H plus ion. That H plus ion is a bare proton, is immediately react with water to give H3O plus Cl minus. Examples of that: HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, H2CO3, H3PO4, acetic acid, etc. Like this. These all acids and all, when you react with water, they producing H plus ion, that is called as Arrhenius acid. An acid is a substance which produces hydrogen ions when dissolved in water. Next, Arrhenius base. What is meant by Arrhenius base? Means a base is a substance which produces hydroxyl ions when dissolved in water. Hydroxyl ions when dissolved in water. For example, NaOH when dissolved in water, they can producing Na plus OH minus. A substance which produces hydroxyl group is called as Arrhenius base. Here NaOH we are called as Arrhenius base. Arrhenius base. Example: NaOH, KOH, NH4OH, CaOH twice, MgOH twice, AlOH thrice, etc. These all we are called as the Arrhenius bases. Why? Means when these all compounds are when dissolved in water, they can producing OH hydroxyl group. This OH minus we are called as hydroxyl ion. They can producing hydroxyl ion means we are called as Arrhenius base. Next we are going to discussing about the neutralization. What is meant by neutralization? An acid is reacts with a base to form salt and water is called as neutralization. An acid is reacts with base. HCl is a acid and NaOH is a base to give salt plus water, NaCl plus water. This is a neutralization reaction. HCl plus NaOH gives rise NaCl plus H2O. Okay, this is the Arrhenius concept. Arrhenius concept. An acid is a substance which is producing hydrogen ion when dissolved in water. Which producing hydrogen ion when dissolved in water is called Arrhenius acid. They can producing hydroxyl ion means we are called as Arrhenius base. Next we are going to discussing about the limitations of Arrhenius concept. Limitations. Limitations. What are the first limitation? Means it recognizes the dissociation of acids and base in aqueous medium only. Other than aqueous medium, we can't identify the which one is acid and which one is base. It recognizes the dissociation of acids and base in aqueous medium only. It recognizes the dissociation of acids and bases in aqueous medium only. In aqueous medium only. This is the first limitation. It recognizes the dissociation of acid and bases in aqueous medium only. Other than aqueous medium, we can't identify the acid and base according to Arrhenius concept. Next, second limitation, it could not explain the acidic behavior of solutions of CO2 and SO3. It could not explain the acidic behavior of solution of CO2, SO2, SO3, etc. This is the second limitation. It could not explain the acidic behavior of CO2, SO2 and SO3. These are also acids. But how they are acids and could not explaining. Next, third limitation in Arrhenius concept. It could not explain the basic nature of ammonia, Na2O, Ba2O, etc. It could not explain the basic nature of ammonia, Na2O, Ba2O, etc. Could not explain the basic nature of ammonia, Na2O. Ammonia is a base. How it is base and could not explaining. These are the limitations of Arrhenius concept. Who overcome these limitations means Bronsted-Lowry concept. Bronsted-Lowry concept. According to Bronsted-Lowry concept, proton donor is called acid, proton acceptor is called Bronsted base. According to Bronsted-Lowry concept, proton donor is called Bronsted acid. Proton acceptor is called Bronsted base. Proton donor is called Bronsted acid. Proton acceptor is called Bronsted base. Let me write one example. HCl when dissolved in water to give H3O plus Cl minus. HCl when dissolved in water to give H3O plus Cl minus. Here HCl they can donating proton to H2O. H2O is converted into H3O plus. That means here H2O is the proton acceptor. Here HCl is the proton donor. That means here HCl we are called as Bronsted acid. H2O we are called as Bronsted base. According to Bronsted-Lowry concept, proton donor is called Bronsted acid, proton acceptor is called as Bronsted base. Here HCl is donating a proton to water molecule. The HCl acts as a acid, and here proton acceptor is the water molecule, that is the base. Next, let me write one more example. NH3 plus H2O gives rise, they will form NH4 plus OH minus. When you observing this equation, water molecule is donating proton to ammonia. Ammonia is converted into NH4 plus means what is that? Ammonia is a proton acceptor. When you get one proton is converted into NH4 plus, that means here H2O is a proton donor and ammonia is the proton acceptor. In this case, in this equation, ammonia is a base. Why it is base and all? It is proton acceptor. In this condition, water is acts as a acid. Why means here water molecule is donating proton to ammonia molecule. Here in this case, in this equation, water is acts as a base. In this equation, water is acts as a acid. That means here water molecule acts as a both acid and base, means we are called as amphoteric. We are called as amphoteric. Next we are going to discussing about conjugate acids and bases. Next we are going to discussing about conjugate acids and bases. What is mean by conjugate as and what is mean by conjugate base? what is meant by conjugate acids and bases means such a related pair of an acid and a base which are differing by a single proton is said to be conjugate pair. Single proton is said to be conjugate pair. For example, HCl, when dissolved in water, they can producing H3O plus Cl minus. Is here HCl and Cl minus, how many protons are differ? Only single proton is differ. Here HCl is the acid. Here is a differ one proton means here Cl minus we are called as conjugate base. Conjugate base. Here HCl and Cl minus only one proton difference means this is acid, this is conjugate base. Same like this, ammonia when you dissolved in the water to form NH4 plus OH minus. Here ammonia is a base and all. Here NH4 plus 1 differ means that is called as conjugate acid. Conjugate acid. Here H2O, here OH minus is a conjugate base and all. Only one proton is difference. Is relatively related pair of an acid and a base which differ by single proton is called conjugate pair. Here single proton, here also single proton. One single proton differ by one proton we are called as the conjugate pair, that is either conjugate acid or either conjugate base. We have to see some examples for conjugate acid and base pair. First we have to go, I will write for HClO4. HClO4. This name is perchloric acid. Differ by 1 H plus ion. Removing 1 H plus ion we will get ClO4 minus. This is the acid, this is the conjugate base. Next same like this H2SO4. H2SO4 also differ by 1 proton. Removing 1 proton we will get SSO4 minus, HSO4 minus. This is sulfuric acid, this is hydrogen sulfide. This name is what is that? Perchlorate ion. Next HCl already I wrote. Next HNO3 also, nitric acid. When you removing one proton we will get NO3 minus. This is nitrate ion. NO3 minus we are called as nitrate ion. Next HSO4 minus also we have proton. When you removing this you will get SSO4 minus 2 sulfate ion. Acetic acid. When you removing one proton you will get acetate ion CH3COO minus. H2CO3 carbonic acid also. When you removing one H plus ion you will get HCO3 minus. HCN also, hydrogen cyanide. When you removing one proton, differ by one proton means you will get that is conjugate base and all. H2O water also, they will form OH minus. Same like this we have to write number of examples in ammonia also. Yes, ammonia is a base. Can convert differ by means 1H2 minus also will form. This is called as amino. CH4 methane is converted into CH3 minus also. These are some example for the conjugate acid base pair. Okay, here remembering one point. Strong acid conjugate base is weak. Strong acid conjugate base is weak. Weak acid conjugate base is strong. Weak acid conjugate base is strong. To remember this, strong acid conjugate base is weak. Weak acid conjugate base is strong. When you take HCl is a strong acid, Cl by minus is a conjugate base. This is a weak conjugate base. When you come to here acetic acid, it is a weak acid. CH3COO minus acetate ion is a strong base. Next we are going to discussing about the leveling effect. Leveling effect. What is mean by leveling effect? In aqueous solution, the mineral acids of equal normality such as HCl, HBr, HNO3 are assumed to undergo complete ionization. The resulting solution will have same concentration of H3O plus. When you dissolving HCl in water, they can producing H3O plus ions. HB also when dissolved in water, they can producing H3O plus also. HNO3 when dissolved in water, they can producing what ions? H3O plus ions. All in same way in aqueous solution. The strong bases we can take NaOH, they can producing OH minus. KOH, they can producing OH minus. Yes, MgOH twice, they can producing OH minus. When acids and all they dissolved in water, they can producing H3O plus ion. When bases are when dissolved in water, they can producing OH minus ion. That means what is that? All acids and all in water, they can producing H3O plus ion. All bases they can producing hydroxyl ion means. That means which one is strong acid, which one is weak acid, and all we can't identify, yes or not. In water, when dissolved in the acid or base, acid means they can producing H3O plus. That means is a H plus ion they can producing. When base is dissolved in water, they can producing all ions OH minus ions. Which one is a weak acid, which one is a weak base, which one is strong acid, which one is strong base, we can't identify the in aqueous medium. In aqueous medium. This is only we are called as leveling effect. The equalization of the H3O plus concentration for acids and OH minus concentration for base in aqueous solution is called leveling effect. Here H2O acts as a leveling solvent. Here H2O acts as a leveling solvent. However, the relative strength of these acids and bases can be studied in suitable non-aqueous solvents like acetic acid or ammonia. Non-aqueous solvents like acetic acid and ammonia we are taking. Acetic acid and ammonia. The sequence of strength of this common acid is found to be HClO4 greater than HBr greater than H2SO4 greater than HCl greater than HNO3. Like this is there. In water we can't identify the which one is strong acid, which one is the weak acid, which one is a strong base and which one is a weak base. But in other than water molecule, aqueous acetic acid and ammonia, when you're taking, you can identify the HClO4, HBr, H2SO4, HCl, HNO3. How to means when HClO4 is dissolved in the acetic acid, proton is donating to acetic acid means this is a strong acid than the acetic acid. When HBr when dissolved in the acetic acid, HBr donating proton to acetic acid means HBr is a strong acid. If acetic acid is donating to proton to other compound means that is the acetic acid is strong acid than the other compound. In same like bases also, when base is dissolved in the ammonia, that OH compound is donating to ammonia means that base is strong acid. Like this we have to identify the which one is strong acid and which one is base we are other than aqueous medium. This is the Bronsted acid base theory. In Bronsted acid base theory, when dissolved in water, how we can say that acid and base and all. Next in proton donor and proton acid also we can be explaining. And other than aqueous medium we are explaining ammonia and acetic acid also. Next we are going to discussing about the drawbacks in Bronsted concept. Drawbacks. What are the drawbacks? Proton donation or acceptance happen only in the presence of other substance. Proton donation or acceptance happen only in the presence of other substance. That is the first limitation. Here HCl will be there. When you dissolve in water, H3O plus, HCl is donating to proton to H2O. Yes or not? Proton donation happens only in the presence of other substance. If other substance is not there, this is acid or base. How to identify? According to Bronsted theory, other substance like H2O is not there. How can we say that HCl is acid or base? Yes or not? Without other substance, we can't say the acid and base. This is the first limitation. Next, second limitation. It does not explain the behavior of. It does not explain the behavior of electron deficient molecule. Electron deficient molecule like AlCl3, BCl3, etc. Could not explain the behavior of electron deficient molecule like AlCl3, BCl3, etc. Yes, these drawbacks who are the overcome means Lewis acid base theory. Next we are going to discussing about the Lewis acid base theory. Lewis acid base theory. According to Lewis acid base theory, electron pair donor is called base. Electron pair acceptor is called acid. Electron pair acceptor is called acid. Electron pair donor is called a base. Electron pair acceptor is called as acid. For example, ammonia and BF3. BF3 is electron deficient molecule. Ammonia, the electron lone pair of electron, they can donating to BF3 molecule. Here ammonia is donating to BF3. Here electron pair is donor is a ammonia. So here ammonia we are called as base according to Lewis base. Lewis acid base theory, ammonia is a Lewis base. BF3 is the acceptor. Yes, electron pair acceptor means BF3 we are called as Lewis acid. Next we are going to discussing about the what are the conditions for the Lewis acids. What are the conditions for the Lewis acids? First condition, all simple cation. First condition, all simple cations. Examples, Az plus CO plus 3, Cu plus 2, Fe plus 3. All simple cations are Lewis acid. Az plus CO plus 3, Cu plus 2, Fe plus 3. Like these examples were called as Lewis acids. Next, second point, compounds whose central atom has a incomplete octet and possessing an empty orbital. Central atom has a incomplete octet. Central atom has a incomplete octet. Example, BF3 is only 6 electrons, incomplete. BCl3 6 electrons, incomplete. AlCl3 6 incomplete. FeCl3 also, these are the incomplete. Central atom has a incomplete octet or the Lewis acid. Next is central atom has available d orbital. Central atom has available d orbitals. Central atom has available d orbitals. Example, silicon SiF4, here vacant d orbital is there. SnCl4, here also vacant. Here also vacant d orbital is there. SF4, TeF4, here also vacant d orbital is. These and all we are called as Lewis acid. Central atom has available d orbital. Next, molecule having multiple bonds between atoms of dissimilar electronegativities. Molecules having multiple bonds between atoms of dissimilar electronegativities. Example, molecules having multiple bonds. CO2 is in carbon dioxide, multiple bonds are there. In SO2, sulfur and oxygen, multiple bonds are there. In NO2, Cl2O4, P4O10, like this you can take any example. Molecule having multiple bonds between the atoms of dissimilar electronegativity, not a similar electronegativity. Similar electronegativity means that is the Lewis base. Dissimilar electronegativity means they act as a Lewis acid, like this. They act as a Lewis acid. Next we are going to discussing about the Lewis bases. What are the conditions for the Lewis bases? Lewis bases. Quite opposite. Here all simple cations means here all simple anions. All simple anions. Example, Cl minus, OH minus, Cn minus, NH2 minus, F minus, etc. These all simple anions we are called as Lewis bases. Next, molecule with one or two lone pair on the central atom. Central atom has a at least one lone pair. Central atom has at least one lone pair. Example, H2O. Here oxygen having lone pairs. Yes, that is a Lewis base. Ammonia, nitrogen having a lone pair. That is the Lewis base. Alcohol, oxygen having a lone pair. Ether, oxygen having a lone pair. That means we are called as the Lewis base. Next rule is molecules with multiple bonds. Molecule with multiple bonds. Here also molecule having multiple bonds but between the atoms of dissimilar electronegativity. Here molecule with multiple bonds and neutral atoms also. Example, C triple bond O. This is a neutral atom. This is a Lewis base. And NO, this is also Lewis base. CH triple bond CH. Ethane, this is also Lewis base. Double bond CH2 double bond CH2 double bond CH2. This is also Lewis base. These are the conditions for the Lewis acid and Lewis bases. Next we are going to discussing about the limitations. Limitations. First limitation. This is the first limitation. It could not explaining about the strength of the acid and bases. Could not explaining about could not explaining about strength of the acids and bases. That means which one is the strong acid, which one is the weak acid and all could not explaining. Second one, when you look at here, ammonia and BF3 they can form a coordinate covalent bond. That means all the atoms do not form a coordinate covalent bond. Acids like HCl, H2SO4 react with bases such as NaOH or KOH but do not form a coordinate covalent bond. But these are also acid and bases. That is the second limitations. Acids like HCl, H2SO4 react with bases NaOH or KOH but do not form coordinate covalent bond. That means what is that they do not forming always coordinate covalent bond. Sometimes only they can forming coordinate covalent bond. Next, acid base interaction in neutralization reaction are instantaneous reactions, but some Lewis acid base reaction go very slowly. Acid and bases reactions, that means neutralization reaction are very instant, is a fast reactions. But some of the Lewis acid base reactions go on very slow. Lewis acid base reactions go on very slow. These are the limitations of generally acid and base means is the neutralization reaction. General neutralization reactions are instantaneous reactions or fast reactions. Yes, but here Lewis acid base reactions are go on very slow. These are the limitations of the Lewis acid base theory. Okay, I hope you understood very clearly about theories of acids. First theory is the Arrhenius concept, second theory is the Bronsted-Lowry, third one is the Lewis acid base theory. Regarding this concept, if you have any doubt, please comment. If you like my video, please share the video. Thank you one and all.